All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to another Relentless recap. Just remember before we jump into this one that day trading is risky. Man, day trading, day trading, day trading. Risky indeed. Risky indeed. Today, we had a hot stock in pre market. I waited patiently, didn't touch anything, didn't trade until I believe 8 a.m. Waited the whole first hour, coming in at 7, not seeing much, being very disciplined. And finally, we had a hot ticker symbol in EDVL. And I got absolutely blazed on the strongest stock in pre market today. How did it happen, man? RT, how did it happen? You love breakout trades. Why were you not able to get a little something on this one? So, as usual, breaking news headline, right? Stock shoots up with some volume. And man, was this thing aggressive, right? We had highs all the way at 688 from a low of 325. It just started taking off. We ended up getting all the way to 818 and then even highs of 957 before the stock really pulled back. Now, because it moved up so fast, so quick, I think I didn't really get to start seeing it. I might have to like pull up the 10-second chart here, right? I mean, these things I tell you, once they start, they start and they move fast, man. Early in the move, as you can see here, 16,000 shares of volume. This thing went from 325 to 417, not tradable. Another 25,000 shares as we get up to 440, another 50,000 shares as we get up to 470, and then about 80,000 shares as we get up to 540. So for me, in this candlestick at 17 is where it really starts to look a little bit better. But even here, we got to still be very cautious because we can always get the Christmas tree and the stock just sells off. So it's very, very difficult, in my opinion, to like see something move and just, hey, 350, boom, jump in. I think it was just too much of a risk to get long in that area. So no trades there. I'll actually show you guys my trade log, which I haven't done in a while. I don't really show the log as much anymore. Um, my first trade came at $6 as it was pushing up here in the third candlestick. What's the high? 676. But as you can see, I took 500 shares. I got chopped out in at 6 out at 570. Not a great start. So right here, I decided to size down to my smallest hotkey of 50 shares, which was a good move because I'm in at 658. You can see we ended up having a low right here of 525. I got completely murdered in this red candle here, trying to buy the dip high of 688, low of 569, and we eventually got a low of 525. So you can see I tried buying a dip in here, got stopped out pretty much, you know, fairly low. Let's just say fairly low. In this red candle, I stopped out. So just 50 shares, though, not too bad. At this point, I think I'm down like 150 on the stock. Not that bad. Small share size. We're managing risk. We got back in 774 on the way up. Highs here, let's see, 605. We had the consolidation. So it was pretty much the breakout of this green candlestick here. And these stocks, they move fast, man. Like if you blink or hesitate, you can potentially miss a trade. Remember, this is a 10-second chart here. So you can see how volatile it is. 525 to freaking $7 pretty much in a 20-second span. When the stock goes from 688 down to 525, you're starting to think this is just going to keep nosediving. So saying I'm going to just be super aggressive towards a dip was very, very difficult to do. But I think where I needed to do a better job was to get the break of 7 here. You can see I got in all the way at 774, which was like, I think a little too high in this green candle on this micro here relative to like where the breakout was. I think that's my first like major issue, missing the trade here over the highs. And that's because, we're still early in the push. The dip, I'm not sure about any dips here, but the breakout, man, I got to catch that type of trade. But and nevertheless, in at 74, out at 96, 80, and 18, and so forth. Not a bad trade there. Not a bad trade. You know, I was at about 25 cents on like the back half of the position, which was good. And here's where things get spicy. I only took about 12 trades today in pre-market, maybe less than that. Here's where things got spicy. I I wasn't certain at all of this dip, so I couldn't justify myself taking size. Right? We now got 833, so let's come up here. We got 790, 818, and into this candle here we got 834 by 776 and a high here of 913, right? So I'm going to jump in this area here. 833, this thing absolutely takes off and it absolutely rips from 833, and this is me chasing the highs like a maniac here, right? Like super chasing the stock at this point. And so I mean, sometimes when you're going for the breakout, it's like what you got to do to get the new high. But I couldn't justify it with massive size, right? And it turned out to be a great trade. In at 33, out at 915, 911 in that area. Here's the issue now. I got super confident in that trade, and the stock had dipped down, and I thought, here we go, man. Here we go. I'm gonna get the pullback here into this consolidation, and I'm gonna ride the wave back up. Bought the dip and got smoked on this red candle here. Like it was a good idea, but maybe I needed to do it a little bit more aggressively on the previous like the previous, 10 seconds, let's say. Because then I could have been in here, out here. Instead, I took it here again, thinking like, hey, maybe we hold up again and it can curl. Way too aggressive. In at 814 and got destroyed coming out at 76. Brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. Just got destroyed in the trade. One in, one out. Cooked. Cooked. Fully cooked. So after that, sadly, I kind of hit the max loss. I saw these two rejections here, and I'm like, it might not be worth trying again after the false breakouts. And as a result, when I did curl through the VWAP here, I didn't even attempt to look at it and missed a big move. Tough, man. Tough. So I lost 1700. I guess I tried VTIX and that one came for 282 loss. But one trade hitting me over my max loss is never a good thing. I was telling myself next time, even though you get a win with small size like that, instead of just jumping to like 3K size, maybe we take 1,000 shares first. I think that's the difference, because even with the same loss with 1,000 shares, we would have gotten red like 700 or 600, whatever it was, 500. How many cents did we lose? Was that like 40? We'd have been red like 400 with 1,000 shares right there. $400 or $500 loss, not that bad. You can still maybe recover if you end up having good stuff the rest of the day. But I struck myself out, got cooked, and the best move on this thing was the first move, but like, it was so difficult to be in early. But you couldn't afford to miss this flag right here. Consolidation. Are we gonna go up, or are we gonna go down? And I think that was like my biggest turning point, was like missing this breakout trade. If I only bought the breakout here, man, I could have been riding the wave, man. I could have been riding the wave, $657, riding the wave all the way up here, selling at 859.10. 10. So just like that, I kind of cooked myself. And then as a result of that, when you do get stocks like D, E, and S, because I had the max loss, I came in at the open, lost another 367, thinking like maybe I could do some damage control in the other accounts, but a fresh slate. Lied to myself. Like which is why on most days, like if you guys, if I'm red, I'm not gonna stream. Like even if it's slow, I'm not gonna stream, right? Because I'm trying to not trade the open on days where it's slow in pre-market or tricky in pre-market. On the days where it's smooth and we can expect maybe a smooth open, those are the days I want to stick around, trade, and stream. But if I come into the live stream, I'm gonna stay here in front of the charts. I'm gonna be enticed to take trades. The reality is I should have never lost another 367 at the open, right? Should have just ended red where I was rather than adding to the deficit. Very unnecessary. Should have never went live. Should have never stayed for the open. Should have shut down my charts. Get the heck out of here. That was the key. And part of shooting yourself in the foot and going max loss early is that you can't stick around and potentially be in position for a late afternoon move. Right? This thing was just chopping nonsense, chopping nonsense. And then finally, you can see here a wave of volume got into. That was pretty bad. A wave of volume right here got into the stock instead of like this popping and dropping in the volume and like pretty much flatline. We had a massive spike in volume right here, and you can see that kind of helped the stock out a ton in taking off. Someone else who didn't hit the max loss, small red or small green, you know what? They were probably still here with alerts on, and guess what? Boom. Maybe this is the stock I would have needed to get green on the day, or let's say to add to my day, or if I'm small red to get me green, whatever it might be. And you know what? I'm not even anywhere to be seen. From 7, it looks like it pushed up, halted up at 820, resumed at 840, ripped all the way up to 926, dipped, bounced, consolidated, maybe offered a few bounce opportunities here. And you can see now maybe potentially, actually, no, not the backside. I thought backside here. I was going to say potential backside, but instead red to green. And even right here, I love these setups, right? Bear flag, can we get the breakout and rip to the upside? It does. All of this right here could have been opportunities if I wasn't hitting a max loss. It did make a new high, but rejected right here. Let's zoom out some more. So I'd expect some people in the chat room, maybe if this thing continued to have some good price action, maybe got good green, or added or went red to green, whatever it might be. So that's the importance of not hitting yourself with a max loss early, and managing risk a little bit better with size, not getting too amped up after a small winning trade. I will say for me that I don't feel like bad about the loss per se. Just got to like do things a little bit differently next time. And I thought the setup was a good setup, but you know, got cooked. So next time got to be a little bit more careful, manage risk a little bit better, avoid going to the max loss. We lost it again here today, right? In terms of some of the last week gains, we gave back a big chunk of last week gains. Not good. So, quick recap here to keep it real, transparent. So hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. It's been RT, and I am signing out.